Chatters, what is good? Today we are listening to the highly anticipated album from our friend Rosalia, and we are listening to LUX. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this is the first ever Rosalia album I will be listening to. Obviously, I know her from, some of her bigger songs, and, she has a plethora of features, with spanning from artist to artist. And so I'm a little bit familiar with, those bigger works, those featured songs, and yeah, but that's about it. I'm gonna listen to this as a fluent English speaker only. I'm native to English. Um, but you guys know me. I listen to K-pop. I listen to this. I listen to that. I listen to all the music under the sun. So if it's good, if it sounds sonically good, that's what I'm going for. Listen to it and appreciate it for what I can. But with that being said, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys do enjoy this video and want me to listen to more Rosalia, please do let me know. And I'm hoping she sprinkles in a couple English lyrics in there, But either way, I can't be mad. She always sounds great. Bear with me. If you guys have anything in the comments to let me know, anything I missed out on, because obviously there is a little bit of a language barrier, please do let me know. I will try my best with the translations and whatnot that I have. But yeah, just bear with me. Bear with me. So anyways, let's get into song 1. Sexo, Violencia y antes. Ooh, a little piano ballad. I'm liking it. Ooh. I can tell this is already going to be a little heartfelt.
¿Quién pudiera vivir entre los dos? Primero amar el mundo y luego amar a Dios. ¿Quién pudiera vivir entre los dos? Primero amar el mundo y luego amar a Dios. ¿Quién pudiera venir de esta tierra y entrar en el cielo y volver a la tierra? Que entre la tierra y el cielo nunca hubiera suelo. En el primero, sexo, violencia y llantas, deportes de sangre, monedas en gargantas. En el segundo, destellos, palomas y santas, la gracia y el fruto y el beso de la balanza.
Wow.
¿Quién pudiera vivir entre los dos? Primero amar el mundo y luego amar a Dios.
Wow. That was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, obviously there is a language barrier, and so I can't speak on the volume of what what I heard lyrically, but sonically, just the way it sounds, it was fantastic. I love the instrumental. She's obviously a great vocalist. I knew that coming in, first and foremost. I knew that coming in, and I know she has the capability and the potential to catch crazy flows. Obviously, this isn't one of those songs. This kind of more heartfelt. Excuse my ignorance, but I'm assuming sorrowful. And so it's just like, what can you not like? Even like, what is there not to like? Even from someone who can't connect to it lyrically, there's something that will bring me back to the song. And this is a song which obviously I know for those of you who understand the language will maybe not get it, but I feel like you would understand what I'm about to say. But it's just like a different level of respect to it. But I mean this in the best way possible. This song I could listen to again when I'm going through something or having a late night, and kind of just shut off my brain and just enjoy like sonically something that sounds fantastic, right? And I mean it like turn off my brain in the sense that I can't understand it, but you know, it's just one of those things where I feel like I can listen to the song and just be like, yeah, this sounds good, you know, even without me understanding. And that's and I mean that with the utmost respect as well. Because you know, I think it sounds great. I do. I wish I could understand it. I wish there was a translation ready for me. But unfortunately, we do not have that at this current time. But yeah, song 1, intro song, Sexo, Violencia y Llantas. Sorry, I'm trying my best as well. But yeah, great song. Sonically, it sounded amazing. Song 2. But yeah, bear with me, guys. Please bear with me. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. Ooh. Did you guys catch that? Oh, there's no lyrics. Wait. Where did it go? Dude, what the fuck? Okay. Listen to this. Wow. Anyways, we're on to song 2, Reliquia. I love these instrumentals. Ooh, it sounds great.
En que perdí mis manos en Jerez y mis ojos en Roma.
She sounds like a Disney princess.
Y el descaro lo aprendí.
I mean that in a good way.
Por Barcelona. Perdí mi lengua en París. Mi tiempo anhelé. Los hills en Milán. La sonrisa en UK. Pero mi corazón nunca ha sido mío, yo siempre lo doy. Coge un trozo de mí, quédatelo pa' cuando no estés. Seré tu reliquia. Soy tu reliquia. Seré tu reliquia. Perdí la fe en DC y la amiga en Bangkok. Un mal amor en Madrid y en México el blond. La mala hostia en Berlín y el hasta en Grana. Perra nació el coraje, pero el cielo nació en Buenos Aires. En Japón lloré y mis pestañas deshilé. Y en la ciudad de cristal fue que me trasquilé. Pero el pelo vuelve a crecer, la pureza también, la pureza está en mí y está en Marrakech. No soy una santa, pero estoy blessed. Pero mi corazón nunca ha sido mío, yo siempre lo doy. Coge un trozo de mí, quédatelo pa' cuando no estés. Seré tu reliquia. Soy tu reliquia. Seré tu reliquia.
Damn. Wow.
Huyendo de aquí, como huí de
Rosalia. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, I like the page turn into that crazy just like synth beat. Like that was crazy at the end. Also guys, I would like to say, I do have something on the other monitor, you know, kind of helping me understand. It's not like a full like thing of the lyrics and whatnot. It's just kind of you know, helping me with the track list and the phrases that are, you know, common throughout the songs. And so like this one, I mean the word reliquia you know, means relic in English, and you know, so you know, I'm kind of getting the feeling that this whole kind of album is gonna, you know, sound this super heartfelt, this super deep, super beautiful kind of thing, like a relic. And so, you know, I've seen the track list and I know the next song that come up is Divinize. See, like, oh my gosh. And so that means divine in English. So I'm kind of noticing it with these past few songs, you know, sex, violence, and tires. You know, that's a rough translation. But to relic and to this next divine in English, you know, it's just, even though I can't understand I feel like the title of the song is doing it justice. It makes sense. Just the vocal phrasing, the way her voice bends. You don't need a translation to feel the emotion. You know what I mean? That's just all I'm trying to get at. And I'm just getting the sense of vulnerability. Obviously, for these first 4 songs, I can't really speak too much on the lyrics, but the ones beyond that, the ones that I have the Genius translation for, you know, I'll be able to speak on it more. So, you know, look forward to that a little more than right now, because, you know, I can really just talk on it sonically, and I feel like that isn't doing it justice. I really wish, you know, I could do it justice in that sense, but I'm trying my best, guys. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for even watching this far, because I know it's a little rough out here, but thank you. Fantastic though, nonetheless. Song 3, Divine. Try my best.
Frita, roja y rodona, maquilando vina, òbviament és la poma que està prohibida, i si només la mires et salvaries, però sense mossegar. This ghost is still alive, I'm still alive.
Okay.
Està més viva que mai, més viva que mai. Through my body you can see the light. Bruise me up a little of my pride.
Damn.
Know that I was made to divinize, so hide me.
I was calling it Da Vinci, thinking it was in Spanish. I knew it meant, I knew it was divinize. I just thought, I'm sorry.
Know that I was made to divinize.
Just ignoring my fault, guys.
So hide me inside me, outside me, inside me. Esto siempre te gana, tu el rica la mana, se siente desestimada, el vertigio del cos, una absencia que sacia, perseguint a la gràcia, el dolor una delícia, la divina buidor i els rajos de la lluna, la no deixen naufragar i privar-se és la indulgència que practica per amor. Each vertebra reveals a mystery. Pray on my spine, it's a rosary. Through my
I'm not gonna lie, these songs are beautiful. Like, sonically speaking, just, you know, it's doing something to me. It's really got, like, pulling at my heartstrings a little bit. I mean, just from what we've heard so far, it really just feels like I'm watching this big ceremony and seeing everything kind of come to light. And especially with this song, obviously I have a better understanding of this one, you know, the bilingual flow, you know, it just because the title in itself is Divinize, you know, divine. I mean, I kind of have a direct hook. I can't believe I thought it, like, Divinize, like, was oh my gosh, please don't eat me alive for that in the comments, I'm sorry. But you know, her saying the things like, I know I was made to divinize, you know, and just the kind of outside me, inside me, outside me, just kind of shifts into me, for me personally, gives me that kind of spiritual sense of ambition in a way. You know, when I heard the word divinize, I thought, like, okay, she's kind of claiming, or, you know, maybe meant to be something bigger than, you know, what maybe the average person is kind of day to day. You know, I feel like she's not just singing, you know, kind of not lovey-dovey, but, like, I'm lacking a word for it. You know, she's just bringing, like, another purpose into her music and realizing, you know, she kind of has this bigger influence to me. You know what I mean? Bruise me up, I'll eat all of my pride, I know that I was made to divinize. You know, it's just, like, just coming into a bigger sense of whether it's your self-worth, or, you know, realizing how much impact, like, she has in the world. You know, it could be many of those things, but that's just kind of how I took it. And it's just kind of realizing that, you know, coming to sense with, like, this spiritual ambition, and realizing that, you know, I'm bigger than maybe what I thought, and I can, you know, add a real, you know, prideful sense of purpose into this world. And that's just what I saw from this song. But yeah, I mean, everything is kind of coming together for me. It sounds amazing nonetheless. I hope, obviously, for my English self, that we get, you know, a couple more songs like this where, you know, it has these moments and instances of English. But nonetheless, I mean, her going back and forth from the English to Spanish, you know, is just chef's kiss. Really, chef's kiss. I love, if you guys have ever seen any of my, like, K-pop videos with, like, Blackpink, for example, I talk about the bilingual flow a lot of times. And it's some of my favorite, especially with, you know, these bilingual artists who can speak multiple languages. That's some of my absolute favorite when they incorporate that into their music, and I feel like it shows their talent even more so. It gets me more personally attached to them. And Rosalia, I mean, I heard it, you know, for the first time, I would say, really in New Woman with Lisa, her song with Lisa. So, you know, I know she's capable of it, and I know she can do it fantastically. And I mean, this is a prime perfect example. Divinize, great song. Song 3, Porcelana. Porcelana.
Porcelana, rota en la esquina. Mi piel es fina, de porcelana y de llamana, luz que ilumina, ruina divina. El placer anestesia mi dolor, el dolor anestesia mi placer. Lo que tengo, lo que hago, mi valor, y el dolor siempre vuelve a aparecer. En ti no creo, hasta que te derrames en mi pecho, dentro de mi corazón y mi cerebro. Como un cubata cae en mi garganta y se vierte en mi pelo hasta el suelo. Ego Sam Nil, Ego Sam Lux Mundi. Ego Sam Nil, Ego Sam Lux Mundi. Ego Sam Nil, Ego Sam Lux Mundi. Mi Ego Sam Lux Mundi. Lo that you traje algo pa' que tú te relajes. Aquí tienes este homenaje. Soy la diva del tigueraje. Traje algo que te pueda coraje. En tu lore falta viaje, pero a ti te sobra equipaje. I know that the way that you Te puedo enamorar, yo te puedo inspirar, te puedo envenenar y te puedo curar. Yo te puedo elevar, yo te puedo humillar, para bien o para mal. Transformar. Vivon antes de tearo, kimi ni dai nashi ni sareru mae ni yabai yatsute omou kana. Motte umareta sai no nano, motte umareta sai no nano, watashi wa kaos no yo. Date kami-sama ga kimeta koto, date kami-sama ga kimeta koto. Traje algo pa' que tú te relajes, aquí tienes este homenaje, soy la diva del tigueraje. Traje algo que te pueda coraje, en tu lore falta viaje, pero a ti te sobra equipaje.
Wow. I'm hooked. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very intrigued. Okay. Porcelana. Okay, that one was very intriguing because obviously we had moments there with the kind of English lyrics I could understand. You know, I know you're scared. Know that you fear. I really, and hold up. This should have been my first. Can we talk about this? Transform and then goes into the wow. Take a bow, Rosalia. Seriously, take a bow. That is talent is through the roof with this one. Wow. I'm honestly gonna have to pull a genius for this. Hopefully, I can get some type of help because I'm a little lost with this one. Because this one was obviously a more, I don't know if dark is the right word, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. A little more eerie, like I said. That one was very, very intriguing because we kind of see these, you know, these light-filled, bright, you know, kind of beautiful. It just looks like I'm looking at like the best analogy I can make for the first three songs is like I'm looking at like a beautiful castle, right? And then this song, I don't know what they're called, but like, you know, those like places around the world where it's like, what's that one? It's like black and it's like looks like kind of like sharp kind of like swords. It's like a building. I don't know what it's called. I'm blanking. But there's a few of those like things similar around the world. Sorry. I'm not helping my own case. But yeah, that one was interesting. Porcelain. You know, when I think of porcelain, I think of something frail, kind of fragile, and that song was kind of the opposite. So, you know, from what if I had to like guess, I guess let's say about, you know, this song, I would kind of say that, you know, the porcelain is seen as, you know, something shiny, beautiful, and this it's interesting because, you know, there's moments where it is lighter, the English parts specifically, but I mean it's not, you know, it's something light, something delicate, something beautiful. You know, I feel just a little parallel here, you know, delicate exterior, but there's a powerful dark interior. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just the best way I can really say. And yeah, Genius doesn't really have anything for me here. I'm just looking on my other monitor here. So yeah, I guess I will have to come back to this one too when everything's said and done. But yeah, anyways, let's get straight into song 5. That beautiful though so far. If anyone in the comments has anything for me, especially with these first 4 songs, please do let me know, because I definitely have to come back and listen anyways with like a proper translation and whatnot. But I'm very intrigued, and she sounds great.
Sei l'uragano più bello
Mio Cristo piante diamanti
che io abbia mai visto. Il migliore dei dolmen si alzarebbe per te. Fai tremare la terra e si innalzi al tuo fianco, ma quando non riuscire ad elevarsi sei tu. Sei tu. Imperfetti, agenti del caos, ci smontiamo come i miti, mio re dell'anarchia, mio astro imprudente preferito. Quando piangi raccogli le tue lacrime e bagna la tua fronte, qualunque sia il crimine.
Wow.
Mio Cristo piange diamante.
Diamond.
Piange diamante. Mio Cristo in diamante. Ti porto sempre, sempre ti porto sempre. Ti porto sempre, sempre. Sempre. La verità è che entrambi abbiamo macchia e nessuno dei due può sfuggire di l'altro. C'è sempre qualcosa di te che ancora non so, come il lato nascosto della luna, una volta svelato, so che non lo dimenticherò. Quanti pugni ti hanno dato che avrebbero dovuto essere abbracci, e quanti abbracci hai dato che avrebbero potuto essere pugni. Mio caro amico, l'amore che non si sceglie e non si lascia cadere. Mio caro amico, con te la gravità è graziosa, la grazia è grave. Il mio Cristo piange diamanti, piange diamante. Mio Cristo in diamante, ti porto sempre, sempre, ti porto sempre, ti porto sempre, sempre.
and then
it's beautiful. It's like crazy features first and foremost. Wow. Wow. Mio Cristo Piane Diamante. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Well done. I'm following along, and I mean, yeah, this hits. You're the most beautiful hurricane that I've ever seen. And then, you know, it goes, my Christ cries diamonds, my Christ in diamonds, like, and then it just goes to, you know, this was the most impactful verse to me, to be honest, you know. Just something hits so hard about it. I don't know if it's her vocals and the beautiful instrumentals, the ballads in the background. You know, I feel like I'm in church. You know, it's just, there's something so airy and like kind of free in a way. I love listening to this. The truth is that we both have stains and neither of us can escape that. And then it goes later into, you know, that should haven't been embraced. You know, rough translation, obviously, but how many embraces have you given that could have been punches? You know? Wow, it really is beautiful, and it's really thought-provoking, especially when, you know, I have to look at a translator as well. But with that being said, I mean, you definitely can get the gist of what she is saying, and I mean, just that song to me, it's just like Mio Cristo, obviously referring to my Christ, right? Rough translation again. You know, it just felt kind of like almost like an a cappella prayer like piece, you know? It was very, not minimal, but like the instrumentation was just, you know, a little more laid back, and just, you could take in every aspect, and, you know, especially her emotion, to be honest. With it being, you know, in another language, I sense she's kind of laying it bare, you know, that love, faith, vulnerability. And, you know, for me, I grew up kind of Roman Catholic, and very conservative in the sense of like being to ourselves, not political or anything. That's a discussion for another day. But, you know, it's just the way I see it is she's using kind of the sacred imagery and just making it, you know, into her own personal, or, you know, modeling it after her own personal life. You know, and that pause too after the most emotional vocal moment kind of just really reflects to me sonically on that, you know, the minimalization of the instrumental and just how impactful and just impactful her voice is. But yeah, very good, very good. Let me click the next annotation and then we're on to the next song. But yeah, wow. This is a crazy feature though. Do you guys see this? I'm a little shocked. I was not expecting Bajork. I know it's not majority, by the way. Oh, isn't this the single that released? Real quick. If I'm not mistaken, this is the single that released, but my computer was broken, and so I didn't listen to it. I was gonna make a video on it, and my computer broke. But anyways, I have not heard this. I don't think. Unless like something online came up, you know, but...
till you love me. I'll fuck you till you love me. I'll fuck you till you love me. 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 Love me. Till you love me. I'll fuck you till you love me. I'll fuck you till you love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me.
Okay, very interesting ending. Yeah, that was a great song. I can definitely see why that's one of why that was the single that came out to promote the album. Wow, that was a little bit. I mean, especially with the end, I feel like that's more fitting to say now, but a little all over the place. I'm shocked. I'm just taken aback by that a little bit. That was just really, that just caught me off guard right there at the end. I think you kind of saw my face change at the end. I mean, this track, I feel like has some dramatic contrast, you know, in the commentary. You know, she's talking about, you know, his fear is my fear. You know, this kind of connectiveness. You know, I do have the English stuff pulled up. So, you know, this kind of connectiveness and just talking about, like, you know, salvation being divine in a way, and then just kind of flips into, like, this raw desire, especially towards the end. You know what I mean? But I was really referring to this kind of part of the song, you know, when I talk about the tenderness into raw desire kind of thing, and especially this last part. I think, you know, we can kind of get that. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, the only way to save us is through divine intervention. The only way I will be saved is through divine intervention. You know, I feel like she uses, you know, everyone here, I just hear, like, trust broken in a way, and I feel it. She uses this kind of, like, relatable modern language. I feel like for me that I don't need the full translation to kind of get it. Yeah, that was kind of freaky towards the end. I mean, there's been a couple songs in here, just two really, that have just been a little different from the rest, you know? Some sound very angelic, and then some go into these, like, a little bit, not deeper, darker undertones, but for lack of a better word, deeper and darker undertones, you know? The orchestration in it as well is amazing. I'm just really kind of shocked by this track. But yeah, his fear is my fear, his anger is my anger. You know, the aggressive kind of chant to it, you know, I feel like it's just kind of establishing that codependence they feel for each other, right? I mean, his fear is my fear, that kind of belonging to someone. And then, yeah, just kind of doing anything to make sure this codependence, you know, lasts. I'll F you until you love me. Very interesting way to end the song. But anyways, La Perla.
Hola, ladrón de paz, campo de minas para mi sensibilidad. Playboy, un campeón, gasta el dinero que tiene y también el que no. Él es tan encantador, estrella de la sin razón, un espejismo, medalla olímpica de oro, el más cabrón. Tienes el podio de la gran desilusión. La decepción local rompe corazones nacional, un terrorista emocional. otra. Pero ¿de qué te sirve si siempre mientes más que hablas? Te harán un monumento a la deshonestidad. No me das pena, quien queda contigo se cena. Siempre se autoinvita, si puede vive en casa ajena. Refracandante, tremendo desastre. Dirá que no fue él, que fue su doppelganger. Bueno, es que, claro, no referirse a él como icono sería para él una narrativa reduccionista, ¿me entiendes? Nunca le prestes no lo devolverá. Salva la perdida, es su especialidad. La lealtad y la fidelidad es un idioma que nunca entenderá. Su masterpiece, su colección de bras. Si le pides ayuda, desaparecerá. La decepción local rompe corazones nacional. Un terrorista emocional, el mayor desastre mundial. Es una perla, nadie se fía. Es una perla, una de mucho cuidado.
Okay. So for this one, I did not have a straight up genius translation. It said I did, but I didn't. So I put it into Google Translate. I copied the lyrics real quick. Yeah. Damn. I mean, this one, he'll say it wasn't him, it was his doppelganger. Like, you know, well, of course, not referring to him. I mean, there was a little bit of humorous. There were some humorous aspects to that song, you know, the local disappointment, national heartbreaker, an emotional terrorist, the biggest globe disaster. She's a pearl, nobody trusts her. She's a pearl, one to be very careful with. Yeah, I mean, emotional terrorist, calling him a peace thief, you know, and displaying herself, I'm assuming, as a pearl, and you know, this great aspect of the world, and then him just coming along and just being this kind of, you know, national heartbreaker, national disaster, global disaster even. You know, it's just that kind of, that betrayal, trust broken, you know, feels it. I feel it completely. You know, this is kind of a language, a little bit of anthem for heartbreak. La Perla. I'm assuming that's the pearl, right? Yeah. This is kind of that. This song, like, I don't know how to describe it. I was gonna compare it to something, but I totally lost track, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's tough out here without the straight up English translations. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I like the humor to it too. Finally, you go to therapy. You go to the psychologist and also the psychiatrist. like just kind of just downplaying this guy to the point that puts her up on a higher pedestal, and you know, him down here. I like it. I like it a lot. This is one I definitely see being big, kind of like a TikTok anthem, to be honest. And I mean that in a good way. The pearl, la perla, mundo nuevo. I butchered that. Took me a second.
Quisiera yo renegar. Vuelve de nuevo a habitar. Por ver si en un mundo nuevo volver que sigue en un mundo nuevo y encontraba más verdad.
Wow. Okay. English translation. Just real quick to go over this. I would like to renounce the world entirely to live again. Mother of my heart to live again. To see if I could find more truth in a new world. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna kind of give that. Obviously, you know, it's a song, 2 minutes 20 seconds, but it feels more interlude to me, right? You know, I'm not sure if that is considered an interlude or not, you know, but the theme of exploration, rebirth, you know, I feel like this kind of moves between that illusion and loss of like faith and self dependence or selfhood, right? I mean, just the first thing that comes to mind is new world, new version of me. All of these kind of identity markers, you know, the new world means new roles. She's exploring kind of that transformation. I feel like in the sense of the album, we're going to see kind of a transformation and a shift of tones. In a way, correct me if I'm mistaken. Obviously, we will see by the time the end of the album comes around. But that's just kind of what I got from that. Is like we're shifting into something new. We're shifting into a new Rosalia. And so maybe it's not even this album, right? Maybe it's just from this album on. Maybe it's 5 years from now. Maybe it's, you know, when everything is all said and done with her music career, right? Like, who knows? At this given point, I guess for me at least, I guess we will find out. But that's just kind of how I took it. And it sounds good nonetheless. I mean, she was killing the vocals. She definitely is very, very talented. I will give her those props every single day of the week. But anyways, I think this is song 8 or 9 maybe. Di Madruga. I think it's song 9 actually. Di Madruga.
Como que de madruga, 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 de madruga. La cruz en el pecho calibra mi cuerpo para desquitarme. Yo tengo derecho. La cruz en el pecho calibra mi cuerpo para desquitarme. Yo tengo derecho. Me pesa la cadena. De madruga, de madruga, de madruga. Tanto mira para atrás. De madruga, de madruga, de madruga. No hay un arma, una Glock o Beretta que dispare y te traiga de vuelta. Ya ne szukaju pomsty.
Another.
Pomsta szukає мене. Я не шукаю помсти. Todos los luceros del cielo se reflejan en mi pelo. Traigo 1000 lenguas de fuego. Como que todas en mi pelo. De madruga, 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 de madruga.
Damn, that was a short song. Yeah, there's definitely a switch up with this song. First and foremost, I mean, just to kind of go over the lyrics of the rough translation, right? How what? At dawn, at dawn, at dawn, at dawn, the cross on my chest calibrates my body. I've got every right to get even. The chains are too heavy. I'm looking back so much. There ain't a Glock or Beretta, which I'll shoot and bring you back. I don't want revenge. Revenge wants me. I feel like there's a lot to unpack kind of with that last shift. Yeah, I mean, that just threw me through a loop. Like, really, this album has really taken me by storm, right? I mean, to be honest, it's been not all over the place, but I mean, I feel like in the last few just songs, it's everything's just kind of shifted. And I mean, like I said in the last one, we're seeing maybe a new Rosalia. I just, I'm taken back. It, in the sense of the whole album, I don't know how this like adds up to the grand scheme of themes. Like obviously we'll have to see. The Madruga. I mean, kind of taking it in my interpretation of it like symbolically, and like emotionally. I mean, there's a powerful just inversion, right? Normally if we think of revenge as something we kind of choose, but I feel like her saying, you know, revenge is pursuing her and kind of taking over her. And you know, it's kind of just depicting that inner conflict. She doesn't want to act on anger or like this resentment, but past wounds and just, you know, everyone, or this person, this is about one specific person we heard, you know, in 2 songs previous, you know, just keeps pushing her, right? I feel like I see it as like the tension between like intent versus like consequence. You know what I mean? She's trying to stay peaceful and move on, but external forces, those wounds, or even just impulses, keep pulling her back to, you know, this potential whatever she may do, right? Yeah, I mean, I just kind of connected with like a little bit of like self-discipline, right? Just these inner conflicts playing at your mind and what you can do. Yeah, fantastic song. And I like how it's kind of building up, because, you know, we saw this bad guy who wronged her, and then we see this kind of like interlude song where, you know, she's talking about this new world, a new me, and then we hear this, which, correct me if I'm mistaken, because I didn't have proper translations for the first 4 songs, but this is totally different from what we've heard. If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is a new Rosalia in the sense of this album. Dios es un
Yo
stalker.
te sigo,
Okay.
te improvisa, si vas lento o si vas deprisa, nunca te enteras que soy tu sombra y esa es mi manera de demostrar que te he pensado y te he extrañado, que yo me sé tus deseos indeseables. Mi aliento es el viento que te roza el pelo y por amor estoy detrás de ti voy. Yo que siempre espero que vengan a mí. No me gusta hacer intervención divina, pero a mi baby yo lo voy a stalkear para poderlo enamorar. Quiero a mi manera, aquí y a donde sea. Mi silencio golpea, dueña del mundo y de las ideas. Todo el mundo me quiere de su lado. Tengo el buzón explotado, vivo las nubes arriba y el diablo presta apretado. Me encanta hacer carreras con el tiempo, a ver cuál de los dos llega antes a ti. No soy una zorra de un momento, soy el laberinto del que no puedes salir.
Okay.
Detrás de ti voy, yo que siempre espero que vengan a mí. No me gusta hacer intervención divina, pero a mi baby yo lo voy a stalkear para poderlo enamorar. Detrás de ti voy, yo que siempre he estado tan mal acostumbrada y la omnipresencia me tiene agotada, pero este corazón lo voy a secuestrar y perseguirlo sin piedad.
Okay, crazy song. Dios es un stalker. Yeah, I mean, right away it kind of just gives that metaphor, or well, not metaphor, that imagery of, you know, being a shadow, you know, stalking, you know, and it, I mean, it obviously is a dramatic metaphor. That's what I was going to say. I don't imagine Rosalia, you know what I mean? Yeah, she but today I'm gonna stalk you, my baby. And I mean, she's still talking about this divine intervention we've seen previous. I feel like that contrast, the religious language, and the word stalk is kind of a little wild, to be honest. The divine intervention just gave me a hook, like got me hooked in a way. It makes the whole thing feel extra dramatic, like love kind of as a destiny, as kind of this thing that was, made by God, made to, be a thing, meant to happen, right? Meant to happen. But then she says she's actually going to take action, like she's the pursuer. It's interesting. I mean, there's very good imagery in this song. From my translation, it was the line of, right here, my breath is the wind that brushes your hair, and out of love, I'm right behind. She's out of love and she's right behind, this potential love interest, right? I mean, my silent strikes, owner of the world and of ideas. The devil lends me his pressure. It's interesting. It is. It's weird because we just went from. I feel like these last four just songs have been completely different in itself, but obviously, they've been different, but they all connect so well. Actively pursuing this person, it makes the whole thing. I mean, kind of just the language in it makes it feel. Obviously, it is a dramatic metaphor, but almost ritualistic in a way. I feel like her talking about just like racing against the time for her love, and being a labyrinth, or being in a labyrinth you can't escape of of love, shows the confidence she has in herself to be in a relationship with this person, and like the intentional aspect of her really in love. But no, it's unique. There's a weird kind of dynamic and just tone shift within the last few songs, and it's really hit me hard. But yeah, sounds good. La Yugular.
Cuántas peleas recuerda las líneas de mis manos, cuántas historias caben metidas en 21 gramos. Tú que tan lejos y a la vez más cerca, tú que tan lejos y a la vez más cerca, que mi propia vena yugular me nagle kuda merusame, me nagle ahden ulgahim Mira, yo no tengo tiempo para odiar a Lucifer. Estoy demasiado ocupada amándote a ti un nivel. Mi corazón, que siempre está en una carrera. Estoy cortando las flores antes de que sea primavera. Donde atan los caballos, los míos bien amarrados. La sangre y la suerte, aquí mano arrastrado. Tu amor es una avalancha, cae por su propio peso al existir. Ayer, hoy y mañana, la nieve en la que me quiero hundir. Menagle kuda merusame, menagle ahden ulgahim faleuda, Yo que pone el mundo y el mundo cabe en mí. Yo ocupo el mundo y el mundo me ocupa a mí. Yo quepo en un haiku y un haiku ocupa un país. Un país cabe en una astilla ocupa la galaxia entera. La galaxia entera cabe en una gota de saliva. Una gota de saliva ocupa la quinta avenida. La quinta avenida cabe en un piercing ocupa una pirámide. Y una pirámide cabe en un vaso de leche. Y un vaso de leche ocupa un ejército. Y un ejército cabe metido en una pelota de golf. Una pelota de golf ocupa el Titanic. El Titanic cabe en un pintalabios. Un pintalabios ocupa el cielo. El cielo las pinas. Una espina ocupa un continente. Y un continente no cabe en él, pero él cabe en mi pecho. Mi pecho ocupa su amor. En su amor me quiero perder.
The English part, okay. This song is beautiful too.
7 heavens, big deal. I want to see the 8th heaven, 10th heaven, 1000th heaven. You know, it's like break on through the other side. It's just like going through one door. One door isn't enough. A million doors aren't enough.
Very introspective ending to the song. Yeah. Beautiful. She's really thrown us through a loop here. La Yugular. I mean, this track uses really sharp imagery, intense imagery. The jugular symbolizing going straight for the core of kind of someone's emotions. That's what I took. You know what I mean? She kind of conveys this urgency and raw passion with like also blending her vulnerability with kind of determination we've seen, especially in the song previous, you know, of, you know, stalking her love, right? I feel like there's a super like just not weird but aggressive metaphor just with intimacy, and she creates a sense of like emotional intensity and just confrontation and self-reflection all at once. I feel like there's a little bit of everything, you know, confrontation and having these conflicting emotions and, you know, discovering herself all at the same time, right? It's interesting. It's I kind of have to see everything kind of unfold in the grand scheme of things, you know? It's very weird, to be honest. It's weird. It's I don't know, going straight for that emotional core. I mean, she emphasizes like intensity, power, and determination. I feel like, you know, it blends this kind of intimacy with a forceful nature and a mix of devotion and maybe even like some senses of like obsession. You know what I mean? And I mean, the dramatic kind of instrumentation only helps support this tension to me. She has these like little sharp accents and just the layered vocals that heighten the overall intensity on top of that, you know, super orchestral instrumental. You know, she really captures the duality of like this closeness and aggression. And, you know, she highlights, especially in the last kind of two songs, the kind of stakes of losing love and, you know, pursuing this deep emotional connection with someone. So yeah, anyways, Sauvignon Blanc, song 12, I believe.
Mi luz la prenderé con el Rolls Royce que quemaré. Sé que mi paz yo me ganaré cuando no quede nada que perder. Ya no quiero perlas ni estás tú. Si hoy estás tú, yo beberé Sauvignon Blanc a tu lado. Mi futuro será dorado y ya no tengo miedo del pasado. En el fondo es un dios en mi Sauvignon Blanc a tu lado. Mi futuro sé bien que será
Wow. That one hit me deep, I'm not gonna lie. Just kinda... It gave me chills, to be honest. I don't know if you can see it. It literally gave me goosebumps. It was just one of those songs that just hit deep. My future will be golden. I'm no longer afraid of the past. At the bottom sank in my Sauvignon Blanc by your side. I know my future will be golden. And I mean, she has lines just, you know, about her taking guidance from God and, you know, kind of conforming in this religion in her religion, right? I'll listen to my God. I'll throw away my Jimmy Choos. I'll let my China fail and I'll give away my piano. I'm okay if you're here, you know? Wow. You know, just this listening to God, suggesting a moment of that, like, guidance or maybe even consciousness in the whole sense of the album. And she contrasts this immediately with indulgence, right? Throwing away her Jimmy Choos. As funny as that is. You know, it really kind of emphasizes the tension between, you know, faith and her lifestyle and material luxury, escapism. Like, there's so many little aspects and tidbits to the song that I feel like the average listener wouldn't really pick up on. Or maybe not, because I mean, this whole album has been really deep, to be honest. You know, this song just perfectly, to me, like, how do I explain it? It captured this sense of a, like, surrender to temptation while also being aware of, like, her, I guess in her sense, her God-given right, and, you know, reflecting, just being aware of those higher expectations, right? Like, just reflecting with pleasure and the cost of her indulgence. Like, musically, I mean, that super lush, layered instrumentation just drove, like, just kind of put a mirror in front of me, to be honest. That one had me in my head. It just has this real duality of, like, elegant and seductive in a way on another hand, but also really introspective and really deep and heavy on the other. It just really reckons with this, like, theme of desire, indulgence, and just the personal choice one can make. You know, I feel like this, to me, is thematically probably the most rich song on the album. It really, because this is something people can, you know, struggle with every day. You know, I feel like a lot of the parts of the songs have been really personal to her, and that's not a bash on her. Obviously, this is her album, you know, and I think it's fantastic nonetheless, right? But I think some are obviously a little more catered to her than, like, the general population. But this is something, you know, greed and desire and this and that can really, you know, impact someone's life. So yeah, great song. Anyways, song 13, La Rumba del Perdón.
Tú y tu compadre de corazón, inseparables, pero algo pasó. Había un kilo sin corte en tu cajón, y de pura envidia alguien te lo robó. Es tu mejor amigo, el que tocaba la guitarra. ¿Qué será lo que pasó? Que de golpe la guitarra ya no sonaba y ni sonaba el teléfono. No sería tan amigo cuando aflojó las cuerdas de la guitarra. De las primeras al bordón, ella ahí dentro metió el kilo, y igual que el kilo, él también desapareció. Pero yo toditos te los perdono, toditos te los perdono, toditos te los perdono, toditos te los perdono. Yo sé que tú eres pa' mí, yo sé que tú eres pa' mí, yo sé que tú eres pa' mí, yo sé que vendrás a mí. Dice en la calle que tú eres pa' mí, dice quien sabe que tú eres pa' mí, se dice en la plaza que tú eres pa' mí, dile a tu madre que tú eres pa' mí. El que no tiene sangre metida en las venas, primero viene el veneno y luego la pena. La que piensas que puede escaparse del plan divino,
el que le está gritando del quinto al cuarto a su vecino,
la que siempre está dando muela y en habladuría, el que nunca dice lo que piensa aunque debería,
el que me dejó a mí antes que dejar su botella, el que se muerde los puños de rabia
y la rabia la muerde a ella. Cuando el poder pesa más que el amor, cuando el miedo está en ti y el deseo a tu alrededor, el que mató a puñalas y el pulso ni le tembló, clava el cuchillo tan hondo que lo perdió, el que tiene alma de santo pero sigue pecando,
cuando has mentido por mentir o has mentido por tu verdad, cuando has querido más de lo que Dios te ha querido dar.
Anudar y desanudar, desnudarse y desnudar, para hacerlo como se debe. Tres cosas necesitarás: fuego en las manos, ternura en los ojos y a mí presente en el lugar. Técnicamente eso sería un trío, pero si solo miro no contará.
Damn, okay. I forgive you for everything. Yeah, I mean, this song just kind of tells the story and the baseline of like betrayal, loss, and I mean even forgiveness, right? Um Weirdly mournful in a way. Like kind of reminiscent, I feel like. Painting this picture of two inseparable friends, right? Kind of destroyed by like an envy, kind of a greed aspect for relationship, I guess. Just kind of symbolizing that corruption kind of seeping into something that was so once pure. And I mean, she had a great storytelling in here in the sense of like how loyalty can really be fractured by temptation, right? And I mean, this kind of last part, I forgive you for everything kind of mantra, I feel like kind of transformed the story into something of becoming one with yourself and learning to give forgiveness, right? Even if you've done wrong, even if, just being compassionate and, allowing one to redeem themselves. And I mean, the second half though totally shifted that kind of emotional weight, describing the kind of like fatherly aspect of the bit. um yeah, I mean, there was a kilo with a cut in your drawer and out of pure envy someone stole it from you. Sorry to go back to the other part. Like it's interesting. It really is interesting. I don't know. It's I really don't know how it adds into the whole aspect of the album, because I really got to take a step back and just like look at the grand thing, scheme of things, right? But looking in the eyes of your youngest son, you promised her that you wouldn't be back. You never crossed the threshold of the door you left through again. Like even after being done so wrong, it's weird. It really is weird. Describing a father who leaves home with the promise to return but never does, right? And even through this heartbreak, despite the heartbreak, I know that you are for me, suggesting like a faith in like a reunion, right? that may or may not ever come. Just kind of just really pulls the heartstrings and adds this kind of spiritual and emotional influence to the song. And yeah, I mean, even in pain there's rhythm, right? And I mean, she did that so well. And I mean, you guys see me bopping my head, like I just do that naturally, right? I think there's something about her that even in these heartbreak and, you know, songs that, you know, you don't see, you know, people going like this, that's just what it's done to me. It's like, that's just a sign to me that it sounds good. But yeah, I mean, this is a haunting reflection on forgiveness. And I mean, even just showing that pain and love can coexist, even all in the same breath, you know? Yeah, that was very good, like, storytelling. Even though I couldn't obviously understand, it's not in English for me, just looking at the translation, like, I feel like I saw the whole picture.
Ainda te
Maria,
lembras
song
de
14.
mim? Ainda sabes de onde eu vi? Que sou esta que aqui estou. Diz-me no meu olhar triste que alguma memória existe. E ainda sabes quem sou. Diz-me se ainda tropeço, se me alegro, se agradeço, ou se ainda sei cantar. Recorda-me, por favor, alguma coisa, o que for, que eu não consigo lembrar. Vem comigo pela cidade, diz-me com sinceridade se tu te lembras de mim. Onde cresci, amei, com quem vivi e me dei, ou se algo eu pus fim. Será que tu me conheces? Que o tempo passa e não esqueces quem eu fui, sou enfim. Oh, meu doce coração, diz-me se sabes ou não, ainda te lembras de mim. Siempre que me acuerdo de algo, siempre lo recuerdo un poco diferente. Y sea como se hace recuerdo, siempre es verdad en mi mente. Y si mi alma se derrama en la falta de pasado, es el olvido. Cuando muera solo pido no olvidar lo que viví. Oh, será que tu me conheces? Que o tempo passa e não esqueces que eu fui isso, enfim. Oh, meu doce coração, diz-me se sabes ou não, ainda te lembras.
Wow.
De mim.
She really does portray her emotions very well. And she, I mean, to be honest, she leaves a lasting impact. I mean, she really displays kind of the idea of, you know, being forgotten and being remembered so kind of beautifully, even though it is kind of a touchy subject, right? Do you still remember me? Do you know where I came from? I mean, highlighting this kind of longing to be recognized and understood despite the distance of time, you know? there's something that really came to me during the song, and it's a quote from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It's called, to say the quote short, "The flow of time is always cruel." The flow of time is always cruel. I would say the whole quote, but it's a little long. But I mean, that's just the gist. Think of that for a second, you know? It's just, the song really preserves kind of the idea of like how memories change over time. The kind of, you know, how we remember people, the identity we preserve, right? Like, even though we remember and we have these recollections that are filtered through, you know, our perspective, there really is this dual tension between the forgetting someone, or, you know, being remembered, and, you know, the desire for kind of leaving a lasting impact on someone in a way, you know. And I feel like this longing, desire, you know, asking that, has time erased this essence of who, you know, I was to you, who I was in your mind? And I don't know if this goes into the last song, you know, about the father leaving, you know, and not returning, but you know, the essence of who she is, and kind of just this pleading for acknowledgement of her, like, experiences with this person is really deep. It really is. I mean, you know, it has this contemplative, haunting aspect to it, you know, and it's the lyrical theme, she says, gives this kind of sense of quiet reflection in a way, and just super, you know, emotional depth that I was not really expecting. But yeah, I mean, the kind of universal, I feel like this is a universal, like, kind of thing, even if you are just realizing this now. I mean, I kind of am as well. Just the desire to be remembered, to have a story that's preserved, to leave a mark that goes beyond just the fleeting present, I suppose. But yeah, that was a fantastic song. She's really, really impressed me. Sonically, she sounds amazing. Definitely one of my favorite albums of the year so far. But yeah, anyways, we're on to our final song, song 15, Magnolias.
Dicen que si vieras pasar a tu lado la muerte, en la Mercedes, la que se alarga, te da buena suerte. Todos habéis venido, hasta mis enemigos hoy lloran. Tírame magnolias, tírame magnolias, tírame magnolias, tírame magnolias.
Wow.
Sobre mi ataúd, que temes quemando rueda, lágrimas y goma se derriten la madera, gasolina y vino tinto, puros y chocolates, bailando con amor encima de mi cadáver. Hoy se derrocha, burlando la suerte, y lo que no hice en vida lo hacéis en mi muerte. Tírame magnolias, tírame magnolias, tírame magnolias, tírame magnolias, tírame magnolias, tírame algún que otro navajazo me llevado de la vida, ella a mí me desarmó y yo le estoy agradecida. Y lanzará azúcar moreno sobre mi ataúd, quedaros despiertos hasta que vuelva otra vez la luz. Promete que me protegerás, a mí y a mi nombre, mi ausencia. Yo que vengo de las estrellas, hoy me convierto en polvo para volver con ella.
Wow, what a finale. I gotta take a breather after that, I'm not gonna lie. Wow. I know there's a cut in there, but what a perfect way to end it. I'm not gonna lie, Magnolias was very, very good. Very good. I mean, wow. Just a super breathtaking and symbolic finale, to be honest. I mean, she's blending this imagery of death, her legacy, and just transcending into a new person, right? I mean, the opening lines where she was like, they say that if you were to see death pass by your side in that long Mercedes, it brings you good luck. I mean, she kind of sets this like surreal mythic tone where she isn't afraid of death and she's kind of embracing it as a part of this, you know, bigger destiny, right? And that her funeral is going to be this big, bright celebration surrounded by love and song, you know? Just throw magnolias at me. I feel like this just kind of simplifies the dignity and purity of Rosalia, you know, standing in grace even during the decay, right? I mean, there's this sense of chaos and beauty and like the defiant dance that kind of mocks fate itself, in my opinion, right? I mean, she imagines her funeral as this like explosion of like just love, a moment where everything that, you know, is really held back, and you really, you know, in the modern day see it really sorrowful and just black and gloomy, right? She's set in this like just expression of love throughout it, and then she, you know, she's talking about God descends and like comes and grabs me and I ascend, right? You know, go into the afterlife. It's a reconciliation, sorry, of you know, between the divine and the human, between sin and grace. You know, no matter how like religious you are, how, you know, spiritual, I feel like there's a little bit of joy and sorrowfulness that can be taken from death, right? You know, it's just, she kind of in the song just has this symbolic imagery of just keeping her spirit alive and just, you know, going beyond herself, going beyond, you know, the people in the current, people in the present. But yeah, I mean, this really is a great closer for, I mean, what is the death of the album, right? In both a literal and emotional sense, right? Death isn't the end, but it's a transformation. You know, I'm excited to see what Rosalia does from here. I mean, her reflection on mortality, legacy, beauty, it's haunting and deeply poetic. You know, it just, she turned death into an art at the end of the song. She really did. But yeah, that was Lux by Rosalia, man. I really enjoyed that album. I know I couldn't understand, you know, every single tidbit and, or, you know, every tidbit, everything she was saying, right? I mean, I couldn't. But with that being said, this was a great album nonetheless. I think she's a fantastic artist, and, you know, I've liked her since I've heard her. You know, I'm just not the most familiar. Are her other albums like this or no? I'm more familiar with her like rapping and whatnot, with songs with like The Weeknd and Travis Scott and Lisa. But yeah, this was great and honestly pretty impactful, to be honest. I'm excited. I definitely need to re-listen with the pulled up lyrics for the first 4 songs where I can see it, you know, in the full sense. But yeah, I mean, that was a great transcendence at the end. I mean, it really just meshed together so well, especially when I got a deeper understanding of it. You know, every track kind of balances this vulnerability, power, and storytelling in an unforgettable way that's super cinematic. You can see how much thought and artistry and her raw emotion just went into this album. It really was a journey. It was an experience that, I mean, honestly will last with me. And I'm so glad I listened. I'm so glad. This was a great first impression to, you know, who Rosalia really is, and her music, you know, that isn't, you know, a part of that kind of rap subcategory I've heard mainly from her. But yeah, this was a hard-hitting album. I mean, it was an absolute journey. There was, you know, some crazy intensity of La Yugular, right? Where she has this crazy intoxicating indulgence, like, you know, the intensity from La Yugular to the intoxicating kind of attachment in Sauvignon Blanc, and, you know, the reflective depth to Memoria, memory, just crazy. I mean, it really did leave a lasting impact. And to be honest, that closing just kind of aspect was amazing. To be honest, I really like that. And it's something that is going to last with me. Every song, you know, just had its own passion, had its own layer, had its own emotion, and it was just so powerful, right? I mean, I feel like I could listen to this album over and over and still catch new layers that I didn't catch the first time. Obviously, you know, with the excluding the first 4 songs, I didn't get to, you know, really get super tapped in with the lyrics. But yeah, I mean, this combining vulnerability and strength and creativity in a way just makes this album much more than, you know, music in an album, right? It's a story, it's her experiences, it's her life. And, you know, it's what she portrays herself as in a way. But yeah, this was a great experience, and I'm really excited for what else is to come from Rosalia in the future. This is one of my favorite listens of the year so far, definitely. But yeah, please do let me know in the comments what tracks hit you the hardest, to be honest, because I mean, I feel like it could go any which way. There were so many just relatable and, you know, heartfelt and emotional aspects in every song. So please do let me know. And what was your guys' favorite? I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I don't have a favorite, to be honest. I feel like this whole album kind of works together in the whole sense of an album, you know? I feel like I can't just really pick out like one, 3, 5 individual favorites, because it really does build this whole story. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a great album. Very introspective, very reflective. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this reaction to Lux by Rosalia and want more, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And guys, let me know in the comments what else you want me to listen to. And yeah, anyways, that was Lux by Rosalia. Thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Doses.